Hello, 'tis I, Bob Holman, for Secret Horror. If you're a fan of the old TV series The Twilight Zone by Rod Serling, then you will love A Short Stay in Hell by Stephen L. Peck. This absurdist, almost Kafkaesque novella is set in the afterlife in a place called Hell. Now, we'll break down the meaning of this particular hell later on. The story begins with our main character, a Mormon named Soren, who is being interviewed by a demon in all the biblical senses. Straight off, he's told that the one true religion is Zoroastrianism, an obscure and rarely practiced religion from modern-day Iran, whose history dates back to 1600 BCE. Now, I did a superficial dive into Zoroastrianism and discovered it was one of the first religions to have a monotheistic, all-good and wise God. Heavily influenced, it did, other great monotheistic religions, including, if you recall, Christianity. It's all there, heaven and hell, good and bad, God and devil. But none of these beliefs are evident in the story or even explored, so I took this interview with the demon announcing Zoroastrianism as the one true religion as a MacGuffin. Look it up. There are many interpretations of hell. Most famous is the fiery, torturous underworld, as depicted in the Hieronymus Bosch painting. But there is another version, being trapped in a bureaucracy, like Sisyphus rolling the massive boulder up the steep hill only to have it roll back down just as he reaches the top. Condemned is Sisyphus to repeat it for all eternity. This is the kind of hell we see in Peck's book in the form of a vast library, inspired by Jorge Luis Borges's The Library of Babel. In this endless collection, there is every book that has been written and will be written. But I think it takes it even further. Every book in every dimension in the universe. Our main character is thrown into this void, and the only way he and others can escape is to find the one, the true, the authentic story about himself. One that speaks directly to him, written expressly for him. Every morning he wakes up at the peak of physical attributes, the prime age when he was alive. Then he gets whatever food or drink from an automatic dispenser. Never gets fat, never gets drunk, never's affected by what he consumes. And he's unable to die. Did I mention that? If he commits suicide or is killed, then he simply returns to the same spot the next morning. Peak condition, automat, nourishment. In the library he inhabits, everyone is like him. White, American, English speakers. All the complexities, problems, and veneer of the society of the living are gone. Now, no one famous like Richard Nixon or Ted Bundy is in this version of hell. It's just a simple milquetoast hell. Sound boring? With a lesser writer, you'd be right. But Peck layers their activities, their human interactions, their affections for each other, their turmoil and fears, like the master writer he is. The mystery of a multi-level library that stretches beyond comprehension is at the center. discovering it, trying to find its limits, exploring and having an unsolvable Rubik's Cube of consciousness. That's what I'm speaking of, a place of no dreams, no purpose, no meaning. Perhaps you remember the Twilight Zone episode starring Burgess Meredith. He plays a little bookish man with obscenely large, thick spectacles. And to avoid his peckish wife and the problems of the real world, he escapes into a world of books. At the end of the program, an H-bomb destroys the entire world except for him and a huge library. He's in heaven. Now he has all the time in the world to read his books. But then, the ironic twist, he drops his eyeglasses. They break. He's unable to read anything, not a single word. His life, it's a big tragic blur. This is the fate that awaits you in hell. Time enough at last.